Now guys, let's talk about the big question. How on earth do you know when your child is ready to go to school? Fiona?
Well, there are lots of things to consider, one of which is their social and emotional skills, of course. Communication skills are also very important. A child needs to be able to, put their hand up when they need to answer a question. They need to be able to comply with sort of basic rules in the classroom. And they also need to be able to go to the toilet by themselves.
Handy,
yeah. Yes. Open their lunchbox so they
Put
can...
their shoes on.
All that sort of practical things, yeah.
And so what are some of the things, Jules, that you found with Hudson when he started school that made you realise that he was really ready?
Yeah, it was a really big decision. I didn't take that decision lightly because he turned 5 in March, so he was actually 4 when he started school, 4 turning 5. And it was like a whole year of just really nutting out all of those things that you've just mentioned. And I just went to extremes. I took him to see a psychologist, I got him tested. I just really wanted to know that I was making the right decision for his little life, because it's a really big decision. Yeah. So and I've got a lot of teacher friends, so I talked to them, and they'd known Hudson since he was born, so they really gave me good advice, and also his preschool teachers. And it was just across the board, majority, he's going to be fine from everyone, all the professionals. And then, of course, it came down to me and my husband as, the parents to kind of make the final call. And we did, and he's very bright, and he's very social, and he's capable in all of those ways. He could write his name. I wasn't too worried about, everyone said don't worry about the learning so much, it's more about those social capabilities and being confident, and he had all of that going on. So yeah, when he started, I was a bundle of nerves. I was just, even till now, like we're halfway through the year and I'm still like, is he okay? But everyone says he's fine, and he's really, really flourished. He's started the learning now, so he's really starting to, learn his sight words, and he's reading, and he's doing really great. So I feel like it was a good decision now.
Yeah, so you haven't questioned yourself in any way?
No, I actually haven't. I think probably earlier on when he first started, and because it was such a big thing for us to send him while he was 4, and I was like, he's a baby.
Such a tiny little thing.
I know, and so I think in the very early couple of weeks, I was just crossing all my fingers and toes, just hoping that I'd made the right call. And then he came home happy, and his teachers are taking care of him, and I see him walk in, and like the year 6 is like, hey Hudson, I'm like, you're fine, you're totally fine.
He's all over it.
He's doing great.
Yeah. And Fiona, Jules touched on a couple of the things that she looked for at this age.
Yeah.
Should you also be thinking further down the track? Because I know I was a March baby, the same as Hudson. Didn't notice anything all through primary school, but it was when I hit puberty and my teens that I really started to notice the difference between being quite a bit younger, in some cases like 9 months younger than some of my friends.
That's a really good point. You do need to think long term, but it's very difficult to be able to predict how a little 4-year-old's going to be like when they're 16 or 17 years old. I think if there are some doubts, it's probably better to err on the side of caution, but it's also a good idea to, like Jules did, is to investigate and to check in with others who are well informed to be able to assist in making that decision. So, in doing that, you get more confident in making the decision and which direction you go in. But there is no golden rule about when to start.
One size fits all, is there, unfortunately?
Yeah, children develop at different stages and ages, and it's just not one formula for everybody. So you do need to be looking and investigating, and being informed is really important.
Asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Do you find after a couple of years that kids sort of tend to even out? Even if there are some that are starting and they're only 4, there's others that are about to turn 6 that by sort of year 2 or 3, they're kind of all on that even keel anyway?
The majority are, yes.
Reading eggs.